Hello and welcome. I am thrilled that you are here and following along as we chat about brand styling for exhibitors. The following presentation is aimed to give you guidance and confidence in creating your exhibition booth so that you can bring in high value and create an impact with the attendees of the expo. To start, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Angela Swann-Doyon. I'm a photo, prop, and social stylist. I provide styling and creative direction to businesses and entrepreneurs so as they can visually attract and connect to their audience. Now that can be in person, that can be through a web presence or social media. My goal for you today is to share some tips and techniques so you can create an impactful space that attracts and connects with the right audience, your audience, all while staying on brand. So thank you again for joining along. I do hope you leave here with some valuable information. So I've broken up the presentation into 3 parts and I've included a bonus for you. So, a little incentive to stick around. It's something I think will provide more value and you won't want to miss out. So we'll start with booth framework and setup. Part 2, we'll move into your booth, your brand, and this is an important step to make a great impression for your attendees. And then we'll discuss some opportunities to attract and engage with attendees to create connection and potentially create new clients and customers. And then, of course, as promised, we will get into that little bonus for you. So moving into part 1, booth framework and setup, setting up for success. To start, the goal is to create an inviting experience. I want you to create a space where attendees feel welcomed. By being an exhibitor, you have already committed to reaching out and connecting to potential clients and customers. And the best way to do that is by setting up a space that is really welcoming and inviting. My first piece of advice would be to forego having any chairs in your space. If you're sitting behind a table or you're not out in front, it's a block. So immediately you're separating yourself from your audience. You're not inviting them to interact with you. In fact, you're putting pressure on them to come to you. By placing yourself in front of the table and being at eye level is the best way to connect. In terms of setup, I know that booths come with a standard table, but you don't have to limit yourself to just a display table. You could invest in your booth and have a high-top cruiser table in addition. If you think of high-top cruiser tables, they're basically just above waist height, or about to your waist. And it's an opportunity where, you can kind of put your elbows up. It's a little bit more casual. It's a really inviting opportunity. It's a great way to go through any products or visuals that you have. It's just a great conversation starter. People who are attending can, put down their water bottle or their coffee, and it's just a casual opportunity to chat about your business. It's also something to differentiate yourself from other vendors if they're not doing that. Other little tidbits that you can do in your space if you wanted to add like a nice carpet or a nice plant, just things that are really inviting and make the attendees just want to approach you. Other opportunities to add value to your space. These are just small little things that have really big impact. An opportunity to have a big screen TV on your booth to display either your website, your key messages, maybe some rolling images or video that show a little bit more about your business. It's a great way to show if you have an office space or a storefront, giving that experience to attendees to actually see that through simple ways such as a video on a screen or even a tablet is another opportunity. And then lastly, for part 1, attracting from afar. Think of this as a call out to exhibit goers. Make them see you. This can be done by setting up shelves or displays with your products, something to differentiate and are conversation starters. I like to think of it as building up, adding height, which means if you're well across the room, they're going to see you. They might be intrigued, like what's on that shelf? What is this product? What is this service? It's a nice attraction step. Simple shelving to display your products or your materials relevant to your business. Alternatively, you can also use a standard table, but if you are using that standard table, I want you to remember, build it up. Now, when I say that, you have to put yourself in the perspective as the expo goer. So if they're far away and they only see things that are flat on the table, they're not actually seeing it or connecting it, and they might not be compelled to come and see you. So other opportunities, if you can't bring any shelving with you, or you just don't have the capacity to do that, on your actual display table, a nice trick, bring in some different size boxes or even books, anything that has a little bit of different levels. My suggestion would be spread them out on the table in varying heights, and you can cover that with a tablecloth so we're not actually looking at, these arbitrary boxes or books. But if you spread them along the table, cover them with a nice tablecloth, you've immediately created some nice height and dimension on the table, and then that's where you can put your product or your any material that you might have, or really any props, things that just send people towards you because they can actually see it from afar. So just a little tip with that. Moving along, we are now at part 2, your booth, your brand. This is where we get a little bit more specific on styling your booth so as it is brand represented. Your space should be a reflection of your business. It is so important. Your booth needs to look and feel like the experience your customers and clients would have in your actual space, whether that be a storefront, an office, even an online space where you operate daily. Incorporating your brand colors into your booth is the first place to start. You can do this in many ways, but one of the easiest can be as simple as the color of your tablecloth for your booth. So even if you have that standard table, you are going to need to put a tablecloth on that. Don't feel that you need to opt for just the standard black or white. If you have a true color that represents your business, that's a great way to incorporate that in. And if you don't, you can always go with a standard tablecloth, but bringing in other elements that match your brand color. They could be something as simple as little statues or props or candles. Things that just represent you are great ways to fill that in. So as I mentioned with accessories and props, things that people would normally see in your operating space. So if you usually have like a lot of greenery, then bring those elements into your booth. Nothing is more inviting than, tall trees and plants. It creates just a nice connection, and it will help set you apart. Especially if you're going to be there all day, you might as well make it feel like a space you're used to. Fresh florals are a great idea, even essential oils or candles, snacks, food, books, things that are relevant to your brand. So thinking before you go into style your booth, think about the things you actually have in your day-to-day space. Look around your space and try to recreate that in the booth. It's a great opportunity to make the booth look and feel like you. So as you can see, this image featured here, it's a great display of products. You can totally understand the tonality by the colors and tones. It's a simple setup that can be replicated. There's some nice shelving. So just have that kind of as an example of what I'm getting at, especially if you're a product-based business. This is a great opportunity to just bring in those elements. And lastly, for styling, what you are wearing. Whoever is representing you at the expo, if it's yourself or a staff, it's really important to have the actual clothing and how you're presented be a reflection of your business as well. Wear what you would wear when you conduct your services on the daily. If you don't normally wear high heels in your day-to-day, I don't suggest wearing them when you're at the booth. This is an opportunity to build connection. So if it's not authentic, you're never really going to truly connect with the right audience. And in addition to what you wear, as someone myself who has worked many expos, I'm just going to give you a tidbit: wear comfortable shoes. You want to be comfortable because you'll be more approachable if you are, feeling really good. But if you've got sore feet or sore back, it's not going to make you feel your best. So just a little tip: make sure you wear comfortable shoes. Moving into part 3, attract and engage, turning your visitors into customers. Some ways to do this are to provide samples to attendees. It's a great opportunity to get a sample of your product right into their hands. Providing demonstrations is a great way to connect and show more of what you do, or providing an exclusive offer to those who attend the expo. This can be a variety of things. As a suggestion, any special offer provided could be offered in exchange for their email address. If you're like me and many businesses out there, building an email list is really important, and this is a wonderful opportunity to get that information. That way, you have direct communication with your products and services to people who are truly interested. Use this platform to build your list. Not everyone may opt in to exchange their email for your offer, but then they probably aren't your ideal client, right? Just something to consider. So adding a little bit more value, ways to really connect with the visit goers who are coming to speak to you, having some kind of offer or a sample to get them to your booth. But again, reaching past that where maybe it's a 2-for-1 or a complimentary consult in exchange for their email, and then you can send that out to them post-show. So just think about those opportunities that are available to you. Okay, so we've got through our 3 parts. I hope that you found some value there as you go in for styling your booth. Now, the bonus. So this bonus is around creating a social strategy. If all participating exhibitors implemented a social strategy around promoting the event, everybody wins. This is a great collaborative effort to get more attendees to the show. So we're talking about pre-show, how to build up that momentum and get people interested, get people buying tickets, and get people to your booth on the actual event date. Some easy ways to do so over on your social media platforms are communicating where the event is, when is it, what will you specifically be offering, is there an incentive for exhibitors to attend, tagging fellow exhibitors. This is about creating a community. So if you can tag fellow exhibitors, it just helps extend that reach to an audience. And then of course, implementing hashtags that are relevant to the event, your business, the location, and even the overall theme. To help you with this, I have put together an extended little bonus for you. So as you can see here, we're just going right through, communicate where, when, what you'll be offering, incentives to attend, and tagging fellow exhibitors. So to help you with this, I have put together a little guide for you. So as a thank you, this free download is available exclusively to you because, you stayed to the end. And it's my 5-week planning guide. This is an opportunity to help attract more visitors to your event. It's a simple checklist and planner that organizes a strategy into 5 easy steps to help you communicate the event and attract more attendees. You can go ahead and you can download this free planning guide at www.angelasdoyon.com/social-planner. I hope you find a lot of value in this. Thank you so much for sticking around with me. I love what I do, and I'm so happy that I could share a little bit of tips with you. Good luck at the show, and I hope it goes well. And here I am. I did want to take a little sneak peek in here. So thank you so much. And if you want to connect, you can find me on Instagram, angela.s.doyon. Otherwise, get that planner and have a successful show.